Imagine you are walking down a quiet street. On top of a streetlight, a crow is watching you. It does not fly away immediately. It tilts its head. It looks at your face, then it looks at your hands. Then it looks back at your face again. At first, it looks simple. Just a black bird sitting above the road. But what if that crow is not just looking at you? What if it is studying you? What if it can remember your face, learn from your behavior, solve problems, and make decisions in ways that seem almost impossible for a bird? Crows are not large animals. They do not have hands like humans. They do not build cities. They do not write books. And yet, many researchers believe crows are among the most intelligent animals on Earth. So why are crows so intelligent? To understand why, we need to go deeper. Animal intelligence is not just about counting numbers, speaking words, or acting like humans. Sometimes intelligence means remembering where food is hidden. Sometimes it means knowing which human is dangerous. Sometimes it means using a tool. Sometimes it means watching another animal make a mistake and then avoiding that mistake yourself. For crows, intelligence is not a luxury, it is survival. A crow lives in a world full of problems. Food is not always easy to find. Predators can appear from the sky, the ground, or the trees. Humans can be helpful, dangerous, or unpredictable. Other crows may be allies, rivals, or thieves. In this kind of world, a simple brain is not enough. A crow needs memory. It needs flexibility. It needs curiosity. It needs the ability to learn fast. And that is where things become fascinating. One of the clearest signs of crow intelligence is problem solving. Some crows have been observed using tools to reach food. Imagine a crow finding a small piece of food hidden inside a narrow space. Its beak cannot reach it. A less flexible animal might give up. But a crow may search for a stick. It may pick it up. It may adjust the angle. It may push, pull, and try again. At first, this looks like random movement. But when the crow keeps changing its method until it gets the food, something deeper may be happening. It is not just reacting, it is testing. It is learning, it is connecting action with result. This kind of intelligence is powerful because it allows the crow to deal with new situations. A crow does not need the exact same problem every time. It can face a new object, a new container, a new piece of food, and still search for a solution. That is one reason crows survive so well around humans. Cities are confusing places for animals. Cars move fast, trash cans open and close, people throw away food. Buildings create strange hiding places. Traffic lights change the rhythm of the street. But for a crow, the city is not just noise, it is a puzzle. A crow may learn when people leave food behind. It may learn which places are safe. It may learn when traffic stops. It may even learn that some human routines repeat day after day. But here is the strange part. Crows do not only solve physical problems. They also seem to understand social problems. Some studies suggest that crows can remember human faces, especially faces linked to danger. Imagine someone once scared a crow, captured it, or threatened its nest. Days later, that same person walks by again. The crow may react, it may call loudly, it may warn other crows. And those other crows may also begin to treat that person as dangerous. This is where crow intelligence becomes even more surprising. The knowledge does not stay inside one bird, it can spread. One crow learns, other crows watch. Then the group changes its behavior. That means crows are not only learning from direct experience. They may also be learning socially. And social learning is a huge part of intelligence. Because learning everything alone is dangerous. If every crow had to personally discover which predator is deadly, which human is dangerous, and which food is unsafe, many would not survive. But if one crow can learn and others can learn from that crow, the whole group becomes smarter. This is not human school. There are no classrooms. No books, no written lessons, but information still moves, through calls, through attention, through reactions, through watching what others do. And this is where it gets even more surprising. Crows also seem to have impressive memory. A crow may hide food for later. But hiding food is not as simple as it sounds. If the crow hides food while another crow is watching, that watcher might steal it later. So the first crow has a problem. It needs to remember where the food is. It needs to notice who is watching. It may need to move the food later if the hiding place is no longer safe. This suggests a very practical kind of intelligence. Not intelligence for showing off. Not intelligence for passing a test, intelligence for living. A crow's world rewards the bird that can remember, adjust, and outthink others, but we have to be careful. A crow is not a tiny human in feathers. It does not think exactly like you. It does not see the world the way you see it. It does not need human language to have intelligence. The real question is not whether crows are smart. The real question is what kind of smart they are. Humans often measure intelligence by human standards. Can an animal talk like us? Can it count like us? Can it use technology like us? But that may be the wrong way to look at it. A crow does not need to write a sentence. It needs to find food in a changing world. A crow does not need to build a house. It needs to build a safe life in trees, streets, fields, and cities. A crow does not need to explain a plan. It only needs the plan to work. And in many situations, it does. That is why crow intelligence feels so mysterious. It is familiar enough to surprise us, but different enough to remind us that intelligence has many shapes. Some animals are intelligent because they cooperate. Some are intelligent because they remember. Some are intelligent because they use tools. Some are intelligent because they read emotions, avoid danger, or adapt to new environments. Crows seem to combine many of these abilities. They are curious, they are cautious, they are social, they are flexible. And flexibility may be the key. In nature, the same solution does not always work twice. A food source disappears, a predator changes its path, a human blocks an area. A rival crow steals a hiding place, a rigid animal may fail. But a flexible animal can try something new. That may be why crows have become so successful. They do not just live in forests, they live near farms, they live near roads. They live in towns and cities. They study the patterns of human life and fit themselves into the gaps. To a crow, a city may be full of danger. But it is also full of opportunity. A dropped snack, an open bin, a quiet rooftop, a predictable traffic light, a careless human. Each detail can become useful. The real question is not whether animals are smart. The real question is how many forms of intelligence we have failed to notice. Because intelligence does not always look like a human solving a math problem. Sometimes it looks like a crow waiting at the edge of a road. Sometimes it looks like a bird hiding food when no one is watching. Sometimes it looks like a warning call from one crow to another. Sometimes it looks like a black shape on a streetlight, silently watching the world below. Which brings us back to that crow above the road. At first it looked like it was just sitting there, but maybe it was remembering, maybe it was comparing. Maybe it was deciding whether you were safe, dangerous, or simply not worth its time. The next time you see a crow watching you, do not think of it as just a bird. It may not think like you. But it may be thinking in a way that is perfect for its world. And that may be the real genius of crows. They do not need to become human. They only need to understand enough about the world to survive it. And sometimes that is the smartest thing any animal can do. Subscribe to Tony Explains Animals to discover how animals think, feel, learn, and survive in ways that may surprise you.